we recommend listening to the CW Pod with a glass of Steeple Ridge Bourbon. Grown, distilled, well-rested, and bottled in Erling, Iowa. Now from the Channel Seed Studios, this is the CW Pod, fueled by Steeple Ridge.
What is up? Welcome to this week's CW Pod here on Iowa Everywhere. Fired up to bring you new Drake head coach Eric Henderson. The Bulldogs actually have their first exhibition game coming up on Saturday. And man, I just love this guy. You guys know that. He's super fun. It's not an interview that's like, oh, who's your starting point guard? We do cover that, and you get to know this year's team a little bit, but a lot of it is just about like the process of college basketball these days and just all that stuff, getting to know Hendo a little bit more. Love this dude, and I know you guys will as well. But we couldn't be here without our great sponsors, starting with Steeple Ridge Bourbon, who has been the presenting sponsor of CW Pod since day one here on Iowa Everywhere. Appreciate Pat Hoffman and his team over there in Erling. Looking forward to getting over there. I think we're going to do a book signing over there sometime in the month of November or December. So we'll keep you guys abreast on that whenever we get the details worked out. Also want to thank Nostalgia, the THC seltzer from Barntown. They are supporting the show these days as well. Absolutely love it. Cotton candy's my favorite. And also the Iowa Wild season is just around the corner at the Casey's Center in downtown Des Moines. I love going to these games. If you can get up close and buy the glass, it's like, even if you're not like a huge hockey fan, which I'm not, like, right? Like, I appreciate the sport of hockey. I'm not like a hockey, I'm not a puck head, is what they would say. But man, these games are a blast. It's such a cool sport, especially to take kids to, because see them skating around and just the puck flying everywhere. Obviously, we got a new coach this year. A lot of good stuff going on down at the Casey Center. So that season is just around the corner. I'm going to read you their upcoming schedule just so I can be 100% accurate with what we're doing here. The opener is October 11th. So yeah, that's literally coming up this Saturday. I knew it was soon. I just wanted to make sure we had the date right. Chicago's coming to town, coming up this Saturday. Also Sunday as well. Rockford will be in town. So we got all sorts of hockey coming up at the Casey Center. It'd be great. We're getting that winter sports feel. We got it going. Hoops. We're talking hoops on today's podcast. Eric Henderson next here on Iowa Everywhere. Well, this is exciting. I got my good buddy Eric Henderson. He's the head coach of the Drake Bulldogs. That sounds good. I'm liking that.
It does sound good, my friend. I'm
going to live at the Nap this year, man. Y'all got the like beer garden in the back. They've done a great job of making the Nap Center. Yeah, they've done a great job with that over the years. Oh,
the facility. I mean, they really have. They bolted in and have a couple party areas, and it gets to be a pretty good environment.
Honestly, when I started doing talk radio in Des Moines, that place was like a morgue. I'm serious.
That says a couple things. Number one, that's not great for Drake, but that also says that was a long time ago for you. You've been doing it a long time, brother.
Yeah, but I'm serious. Like I just remember that it was right before Brian got to town, and I'm not trying to like talk bad about anybody. It wasn't a fun place to go. Like I would go there. It was cool when Iowa or Iowa State came and that place would fill up. But now it's like every night's kind of like an event. And they've done so many good things like with the uniforms, and they've just tapped into the local community and doing those things. Drake just feels like it's like the cool program now. Until they hired you. I don't know what they were doing for one. Just kidding.
Changing it quickly, right? No, you're right though. I mean, Brian and even Dr. Martin, I mean, there's a buzz. There's no doubt about that. And like you said, it's just something people want to be a part of, which certainly a big reason why I came too.
It's so hard this time of year too, because we are such a college sports driven state, and football is, as you well know, massive in this state. Yeah. We get to the beginning of October and it's like, oh my God, media days, exhibitions, basketball it's not like around the corner. It's here. And I wanted to catch up with you before it got too crazy because you guys have your first exhibition this weekend. And man, it's like, I was looking at our calendar. Like Iowa State plays Creighton next week. I got to check in on Iowa, and I don't even know what their exhibition deal is, but it's like the college basketball season just, man, it smacks you across the face, and we're ready to go. How's your team? How do you like everything right now?
Well, it comes fast. You aren't getting there. Holy cow. It doesn't feel like we're probably ready to play anybody else. But I'll say this, C-Dub, like I've loved working with this group of guys. Their passion, their just their competitive spirit on a daily basis is pretty dang cool. I'll tell you that much. They come to the nap. They come ready to work. They celebrate each other at a pretty high level. And I think we've got some pieces in place that we can have success, my man.
I was looking at your out, and I'm going to be honest with the audience here because I always am. I don't know a thing about you guys. Like I've been keeping an eye on your recruiting in the off season with transfers, and I know a very like base level of what the 25, 26 Drake Bulldogs will look like. But I was looking through some stuff to prepare for this, and you're a really big team.
We've got great size.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
Across the board.
Across the board. I mean, you're talking about our guards, you talk about our wings, and then the cool thing too, C-Dub, is we can play a couple different ways, but to be able to have that option to play with that size is huge. We brought in a big 7-footer from Denver who 2 years ago he was top 10 in the country in block shots, right? And he had battled some injuries last year, but Isaiah's been terrific protecting the rim. We're able to get out and pressure a little bit more than my teams have in the past, just because we have that rim protection, right? And so that's been a huge Oku Frederico coming from South Carolina.
I know him. I'm familiar with him being mom's a Gamecock, so I'm very familiar with him.
Heck yeah. And so he's 6'10", 6'11", incredible wingspan, but like he'll play anywhere from the 3 through 5, but if he gets a rebound, he's going to bring the ball up the floor, and so he's got great versatility, can play on the perimeter, but has a physicality to him. But he's 6'10", and you get out there guarding on the perimeter, and he puts his arms out, he can cover half the floor, and so those guys in particular have given us a great presence in the paint, which we really want to have. And Will Exact is a transfer. He started his career at Utah and was at Bowling Green last year. But he's 6'5". I mean, probably could play in the NFL someday if he wanted. Just a tank, strong, can play with his back to the basket, but also can make threes. And he can use ball screens. He can set ball screens. So that's just some of the size that you're talking about, in the front court that we're super stoked about. I got two freshmen that have been really impressive in the front court as well. Griffin Goodberry, was from South Dakota. He was committed to us at South Dakota State, but won a state championship, was a player of the year in South Dakota last year. And he's 6'10", but like a stretch 5, he can play with some physicality, but really offensively, he wants to play on the perimeter. And then Harry is a freshman from the Congo. And like he's a power 5 man. Like he's a left-handed dude. I mean, man, if we all looked like him, we'd be in pretty good spot.
I want that guy's jersey.
What's that?
I want that guy's jersey.
Yeah, he's a badass. But like he's a left-handed post player that like he's kicking butt on the glass, and he's got some work to do offensively, but defensively he's so physical. And we got a fun group to work with, to be honest with you, C-Dub.
I'm ready to go. I want to get down to Wichita and watch this exhibition.
Oh, we all do, man. It's going to be fun. It's you're talking about that. Like it does seem like it's fast, and it is fast. Like it's come upon us fast, but our dudes are ready to play somebody in another jersey, right? Yeah. Like we play all summer. We're battling against each other, and we played a lot. It's just because I wanted our guys to get used to each other and to play a lot 5-on-5. And then when they got back in late August, early September. We took a little bit of time off, did a lot of skill work, but then the last 3 weeks we've been just at it. You know what I mean? And they're like, man, I want to fight somebody else. And so we're pretty stoked to be having that opportunity on Saturday.
I have this problem in the media now. I get asked to vote in all these like polls.
Yeah.
And
good luck.
Yeah. Well, that's, where I'm going with this. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The Big 12 didn't do one this year. Thank God for football. But 2 years ago, I didn't vote in it. And I respectfully declined because I don't know. And that year, the 16th place team from the media won the league. And the first place team, I think, got last or second to last. And my point is, I don't think the media is a bunch of idiots. It's just in college athletics anymore, I have no idea with the transfers and like, how many new kids you got? 11?
C-Dub, every kid that I just named was not at Drake last year. I mean, and they're all coming from a different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, there's some of those preseason polls. I mean, and there doesn't even need to be a coaching change, and that can happen. I mean, the Big 12 better than anybody. Look at Baylor. I mean, they won a national championship, not that long ago, and they lost everybody on their roster. Everybody.
Insane.
It's insane. So,
especially at the low to mid major level, because they're often recruiting your guys now.
Yeah, and they're getting blocked. Our guys are getting blocked like crazy, And so, those preseason polls, and I think the Missouri Valley Conference, what did they do? Release the top 5 now or whatever?
I don't even know. They're so irrelevant to me.
Yeah,
but I guess where I was kind of going with it is, like, I know my challenge in the media when it comes to, like, I'm just trying to tell fans, like, that you don't know. Like, we might think we know something about some of these teams, but we truly have no idea until we see them on the floor. Does that make your job? I know what it does to you internally, because you've got to get these guys to, like, no, let's start there, and then we'll go, like, from scouting standpoint. Yeah. But is the team building thing and the culture building thing, how much more important is that now than it was 5 years ago, I guess? Because I got to figure that's as important as the skill in some capacity.
Well, I mean, I know it's changing a little bit, but I'm having as much fun as I've ever had, to be honest with you. And I think that's part of it, C-Dub. Like that's what I love to do is try to bring people together, right? And really create a selfless mindset. And when you're bringing, heck, we got 13 guys on our team, and 11 of those 13 were not at Drake last year, right? And so that's part of my favorite, that's probably my favorite part of the job, is just to see how well connected we can get and how fast we can make it happen. I mean, and I hate bringing up Otts, but I do love him. And he's one of the best at that, right? Like when we were at South Dakota State, 9 years ago, we started that journey there. And it was one of the main things he talked about, is trying to bring your group together, that group together, and really care about each other. I don't know if he was ahead of his game or not, but I think it's as important today as it's ever been. And we do a ton of team building activities. Starting the minute they get to campus, we want to make sure they're starting to build that trust and love for each other, because there's going to be tough days. There's going to be things that we have to get through that they're not going to like. And so if they're a little bit, the more connected they are, the easier it is to get through those tough times and hard times.
I actually have a theory. I'm going to run this by you. And this pertains more to college football and definitely high major college basketball, where the NIL dollars are much higher than the mid-major level. But like there used to be this weird culture I noticed in college basketball way before your time, but it was like all these like assistant coaches almost acted as independent contractors. You know what I mean? It's like,
it wasn't quite, it was a little before my time, but I kind of remember some of that.
Well, they would like hoard recruits.
Yeah.
And like that still does happen. Like I'm not naive to that, but it's less now because the players now have power and they can go. But like in college football, like I won't name programs, but it's like, let's say you're projected to be a playoff. There's one, I'll just say it was Penn State in college football. It's right. If they have like one more loss, they have like 20 guys on their team that are NFL guys.
Yeah.
Or it's just this year to year thing, right? There's less of a we grew up in an Iowa State era with Mac and stuff where there was like this core, I am a Cyclone to the bone and I will die for this place. And I love this place and I'm doing it for these fans. There's just less of that now because it's more of a job for a lot of these guys. But I feel like at Drake, you can instill that, right? Like there's still this like community feel. It is really like the institution itself is education first, right? Like there's sure they're putting some money in their pocket, but nobody's getting rich doing this. And does that give you an advantage? I guess you have all the disadvantages in the world, but it feels more pure in that sense where you can get these guys to believe in more than themselves.
I think you're spot on, C-Dub. Like that core, principle of pride in your school, we can still have, right? And it's not about, we can make it less about each individual and about the opportunity that they have in front of them. And I'll say this, like you said, we're paying our guys and rightfully so. It's great, but it's not the main thing. And honestly, we never talk about it. And our supporters, our boosters, our alumni, are incredible that they want to get to know our student athletes. They on a personal level. And I think our administration and our collective have done a great job of putting our student athletes in front of those people to make that happen. And when you do that, like that D on the front of your shirt does mean a lot more.
Absolutely.
And you can say, hey, I'm doing this for Drake. And then I think one of the important pieces that you did talk about that maybe gets overlooked is the education that they do get here at Drake is a high level degree. And that doesn't mean every person that we bring in is going to graduate from Drake. We certainly want that to be the case, but we're realistic, right? Absolutely. We're realistic, and we want them to understand that take pride in your academics. And when you do graduate from here, it means something and you should be damn proud of it.
Absolutely. And not to belittle other educations in the state. It's just like Drake is this like highly prestigious, like if you don't care about your academics, you probably shouldn't be going there.
It's probably not the place for you.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit. But yeah, look, with the football example, it's so hard. Like if you're projected top 5 and you've lost 3 games by the end of September, it's like, because it used to be, well, man, we just got to keep grinding and build up so next year's team can really. Well, now like half these guys, they're already planning to leave, right? You just don't have that. And I get it. Like guys have to make business decisions too. And I don't blame any young man for doing that. There's this level of purity there that I was just telling Hendo before we went on the air, I got to get me some Drake gear because I'm going to be living in the Nap Center. I can't wait. I can't freaking. I don't even. Will I get kicked out if I have my shirt off in the front row?
No, they're very open to that type of behavior.
What do you think Brian Harden would do? I'm right behind the bench. Let's go.
He might be there with you. Him and Dr. Martin be waving the towels. Let's go.
Do you remember when you guys beat South Dakota in the Summit Championship game when I got caught on TV doing the suck it sign?
It was a beautiful thing. I want to see a little more of that, C-Dub now.
That was a young man's game back then.
That was before you had to.
Those weekends in Sioux Falls, just roaming around. Oh my God. Good times. I've never done Arch Madness, by the way, ever.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you need to come down.
I got to do it this year.
And it's early too, so that makes it, you can fit in your schedule.
Yeah. And I can just go right there to Kansas City.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then the Iowa State women will be in Kansas City on like Monday. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. So the other question I had is, I usually like when you would scout a team, it's pretty easy because you watch their tape and these guys are back. We think he's going to start. I mean, that's kind of hard to do right now, isn't it? Like, how do you scout Wichita State? Like, I have no idea what they have coming back, but my God, like it really kind of makes the previous year irrelevant.
Yeah, I got on Ken Palm and looked, and I'm like, I don't need any of these numbers. I can tell you that much. because they don't have many guys back from last year's squad either. But, in a situation like this, it's pretty helpful because, I coached against Paul Mills in the Summit League for many years. And so we have a good relationship.
I forgot
so it does help. We've traded a little practice film and just because we want to be pretty holistic here, right? And get consistent with our approaches to games. And so we want to show them some clips of each player. We want to show them some of their offensive tendencies. We want to show them how they're going to, our players, and I'm saying how they're going to guard our ball screen, different things. And so, that's been helpful. And so we have shared a little bit of practice film, talked to their assistant coaches, got our guys connected with them, and try to make it as realistic as possible, to be honest.
Because I don't know if fans really understand these games. Like, one of the things I dread I'm so glad these games are no longer like secret.
Yeah.
Because fans always want like leaks to come out of them.
And then they read too much into them.
We only won by 4 and that team's supposed to suck. And then they, the message boards fire up. But what is because it is interesting how you scheduled this game probably because of the relationship with Paul, right?
Yeah.
So like there's a reason why like Otts and Mac play each other almost every year. Walk me through as a head coach why you schedule the games you do for these exhibitions and what you're hoping to get out of it.
Yeah. For me, with Paul, I thought, to be able to bring, it was kind of twofold. Number one, okay, we're going down there this year. They're coming back here. So to get an old Missouri Valley Conference school back in Des Moines, I thought was pretty cool. Right.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was neat, knew Paul. And so we were able to make that connection. But then also we Paul and I both want the same thing out of it. We want to compete, right? The score is somewhat irrelevant, to be honest with you. Like we're not even really doing a traditional scrimmage. We're doing some ODO stuff, and the structure of it is unique. It's open to the fans, and there's certainly going to be plenty there, but it's not going to look probably like a true game. Are we going to play halves and stuff like that? Absolutely. But we're looking for lineups that we feel like are going to put our team in good situations. And so my guess is, guys that will be in the rotation might not play as much as they will during the season, and guys that, might not be in the rotation. We're trying to see what maybe they can be in the rotation, right? So we want to put them in those situations against other teams. And so that's really what we're trying to get out of it, is just looking at different options for our teams, and they're doing the same thing. And so with the like mindset of what we're trying to get out of it, that's why we're playing Wichita State. And then we're also going to scrimmage Omaha later in the month, and it's a similar deal. I know Coach Crutch very, very well, and so and they're going to be really old. I think their top 8 guys will all be seniors, and so to play a team that has a bunch of veterans like that, where we're all just coming together, will be a great challenge for us too. But it's just that's kind of how we look at it, C-Dub, and it's not any more than that or any less.
I don't even like asking this question, so I'm gonna, because we don't know, but. And I know that you're a coach, and I know how you guys think, and you're like, oh, game to game, we just got to have a great practice today, and don't give me that crap. Really, like, what do you think about this team? I know you like it. Against the rest of the league, is your goal to compete for a championship? Like, where are we at with the Bulldogs right now?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? And I talked about our front court, quite a bit, and about the size and some of the versatility, and we're certainly excited about that. But, I'll be honest with you now with where college basketball is at, that's what our expectations are, is exactly what you said. We hope to be in the mix for the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. That's what the expectations are here. That's how we built our roster. My philosophy hasn't changed, right? I want to continue to help young men develop and grow and learn, but we also want to be competitive and be in a position to win a championship every year. And to do that, we went and got a bunch of transfers, right? We went to the transfer portal and brought 7 new guys in from that, and so that's what the expectations are. And our backcourt, that I haven't talked about quite yet.
Let's hear about them.
is I'm stoked, man. I mean, Jalen Quinn, who was at Loyola on started, most of the year for a very good Loyola team, has been just dynamite in practice. And I feel like he's probably one of the best defenders, especially perimeter defenders in our league. He's extremely fast. Has really shot the ball better, and just his ability to make plays with the ball in his hands has been terrific. Jayshon Thomas, average double figures at Charlotte, has been terrific in practice. He's getting more and more comfortable with the freedom that we try to allow our guys to play with. It's been, it's been a journey for him, right? He hasn't been able to have that freedom in a while. And so I think he's enjoyed it, but it also takes time, right? And so he's really started to play well the last couple weeks. Braden Applehans is a left-handed sharpshooter from New Mexico, that 6'7", another one with great positional size that we were talking about earlier, that just has just really shot the heck out of it. And, what surprised me about Braden is his competitive spirit. He's a thin dude, but man, he's feisty, and he's not afraid to stick his nose in places that a lot of people don't want to. And so that's pretty cool. And then a couple guys that, have been here last year, Andrew Aaliyah has been just a warrior. He played in the first 7 games and then broke his foot last year, so had a medical red shirt. And then Eli Shetler's been dynamite, also spacing the floor and shooting the basketball. Also been good on the glass as well. So we've got options, and then the guy that I haven't talked about, Owen Larson, right? My dude from that's coming with us from South Dakota State, who tore his ACL late in the year last year. And so he hasn't practiced, full yet. He hasn't practiced a full practice yet, but we're still extremely hopeful that he's ready to start the season, at least at some capacity. And he's just a warrior, just a point guard that really runs the show. And so when he gets healthy, it's going to be pretty cool. And then I don't want to dismiss our 2 young freshman guards. Bryson Ball from Papillion, Nebraska is just, he's a guy that came in thin like most freshmen, but after the first 2 or 3 weeks, he kind of started to understand the physicality and pace, and just been terrific. And then LJ Rush, we brought in late, didn't come at all this summer, but he's reclassified, and he's just a dynamic guard that continues to get better every day. So, I mean, we've got great pieces. So when you talk about like expectations, like where are you at, Hendo? Are you thinking about, conference championships?
It's not a fair question though. Like I have to ask it because that's what the fans want to know. But I also realize we don't know. Like you're just meshing all these, and you don't really know what your competition is yet either.
Exactly right. But like I'd be lying to you if our expectations weren't to compete for an MVC championship, man.
Well, and that's, if I can take my Hendo blue glasses off here for a minute, like that's kind of what Drake is now, which is awesome. And that's a credit to Darren and Ben and Brian and everybody who came before you. It's just, I was looking at your schedule before you came on, and like, if I'm LSU on the 28th, it's like, that's a scary game. This is they may not know anything about you and the 11 guys you just talked about, but you look at it and Drake has some oomph behind it now, which is awesome.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And that hurts us and helps us in the scheduling matter, to be honest with you. It's not easy to schedule, but it's also, you are able, being with the success that we've had, people are willing to play us, because they want to strengthen that schedule, whether it's a quad 2 game or whatever. They want to put themselves in a good position.
So who else is in the Emerald tournament this year?
So Georgia Tech and DePaul are on the other side. So winners play and losers play. Yeah.
All right. And those are huge. Those are huge games for you guys because nobody will play you.
That's exactly right. Anytime we can get a, Power 4, Power 5 school on a neutral site, we're signing up for it. I don't care where it's at. I don't care who it is. We're willing to play that game.
Have you called Otzelberger about a trip down south to the Nap?
Yeah, go ahead and mention that to him. I'm cool.
No chance.
Casey Center's fine too. It's fine.
He'll arm wrestle. I just like, it sucks, but those games are so massive for programs like yours. And they were able to get Kansas State, I think, last year or 2 years ago or whatever. I just remember watching that game and it was just like, that's huge. Like that could be the difference in an at-large or not, a game like that down the road.
That's exactly right. Like I said, that's why we want to play them all, right? And I know the Missouri Valley Conference has done a good job with putting some minimal requirements on our schedule of trying to strengthen our league. Now it's a slow crawl, right? It is. It's not easy, but the expansion, hopefully, of the NCAA tournament here, I think might benefit us as well.
I do think, though, the league, just as a college basketball junkie in general, it takes this hit when Wichita and Creighton bounce, and nobody can deny that. But the additions that you guys have made are really strong. Like the league, it certainly doesn't have those like top-heavy monsters that Wichita and Creighton were when they were at their peak, but the depth of it's just so competitive. Like it reminds me of Big 12 football, because Big 12 football, it's like the difference between the first team and the 12th team is just not that different at all, and that's what Valley basketball feels like to me, which is great. It makes for a great product. Yeah,
the margins are fractional, like you're saying, right?
But it also hurts you.
No, there's no doubt, because then the records aren't as good. You know what I mean? And but honestly, C-Dub, that's one of the big reasons why I came. I love a challenge. I know it's not going to be easy. I know the coaches in this league are terrific. But as a competitor, that's what you want, right? You want to find challenges but being at a place like Drake where it's supported in a way that it is, and the expectations, I mean, I know some people run from them, but that's really not my style, right? I want to go to a place that has high expectations, but also realistic expectations, and the support is terrific.
Well, looking forward to, so you're on the road to start, but Thursday, November 6th, opening night at the Nap. You'll have to pry me away from being at that place with my shirt
Either
off.
Your shirt on or shirt off. Either way is acceptable, bud.
Bring it, Robert Morris, okay? That day I wake up and I am cussing Robert Morris. I don't even know who Robert Morris is, but I don't like it. Just kidding. No, I love you, buddy. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. And go Baby Blue. I love the Baby Blues. I'm gonna rock the Baby. Oh yeah,
right there.
Dude, that's so sick. The old Drake logo. Like that's, of all the things they've done, bringing that thing back is the best.
Yeah, it is pretty special.
Yeah. Love you, man. Thank you.
Love you, brother. Appreciate you, pal.